I'm Brian. I'm going to show you a little bit about how to do the idler arm on your Chevy. On Chevy trucks they use a pitman arm like everybody else does. But they also use an idler arm as opposed to a drag link or something like that. It makes it more like rack and pinion steering. It's actually a lot easier to align too. So what the idler arm looks like is this basically is a substitute steering gear. They try to duplicate what's on the driver's side with the steering gear. You see it's got a couple of bolts that way, and then you've got basically it's like another pitman arm, and to get them out of the car is a little bit tricky if you try to do it just in there. There's two different components. There's the fake power steering gear box. See, like, let me get going with the laser here. Like this right here is your power steering gear box. This arm that you see here is your pitman arm. So you'd use a pitman arm puller to pull this off. Well, to pull off a pitman arm on these, the best thing to do is just pull the steering gear, at least unbolt it from the frame so you can get your puller, because otherwise this frame portion here is in the way. The same thing goes here. You see those two bolt holes? There's this one right here and this one here. You just basically undo those two bolts and then undo your idler arm from the little socket that you see right here. I just use a pickle fork because you're going to be replacing it anyway. When these go bad, basically what happens is, say I had somebody in the driver's seat turning the wheel back and forth, you'd see this bar right here moving up and down. It'd be going up and down with the bad idler arm. So what you do is you undo those three bolts, you get it out of there, and then you employ your pitman arm puller. Let me show you what I mean. I'm trying to add some light. I got all trying to be a little bit more professional in my videos. I mean, I'm trying to throw information at you as much as I can, in the time that I'm doing these things, but trying to make it so at least you can see too. You're welcome. So you take your puller, you stick it on there, hold it with your hands if you have not filming. You just tighten it and it just pops it right off. There'll be a little bushing or something that goes on with the new one, but when you go to take them off, usually what I'll do is I'll aim the grease zerk at myself, and I'll look to see what angle, because it'll be facing away from the grease zerk in this instance. This one was going a little bit to the right, and that way when you go to put it in, you won't have to turn the wheel or be cranking on it. When you're doing these, let me do a little pitch for Moog here. If you use Moog, they're good for about 5 to 8 years, depending on how you drive and how heavy trailers and stuff you pull. But basically, if you use Moog, you're good to go, and that's lifetime warranty. You don't have to pay for it again. When you do these, a lot of time you're going to have to realign the vehicle, and you're going to have to spend the money on the alignment, even if you are doing the labor yourself and justify doing them cheap. Just get a good one, get a Moog. I use Moog on everything that pulls a trailer or is 3/4 ton or whatever. They work really well, especially if you have a Dodge and you want to do a track bar. If you get any other brand, you're going to do it again in 3 or 4 months. If you try AutoZone or Silverline at Napa or any of those other crap, dude, you're going to be doing it again in short order. You do a Moog and they'll usually last you about 3 or 4 years under extreme conditions. Otherwise you'll never have to worry about it again. Like if you got a Jeep Cherokee or something like that, put a Moog and you're not going to have to worry about it again. So anyway, I'll put this all together. When I go to tighten the nut down, I'll have it, like that. And you can move it, it'll twist, but it's just easier to just have it good to go from the get-go. Hope that's helpful. This is the key to the whole thing. This is why I'm doing the video. If you were trying to pull that off in the truck, you would be incredibly frustrated. You would not be having a good time. So, hope that's helpful. Be sure to click subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. Add it to your favorites. Comment in the comments below if you have any questions. Cheers.